Yes, yes, yes. Now, allow me to tweet this out. Let me get this up here. Pause. Um, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today because if we hit a certain number, then up here. Hold on, mute that. We hit a certain number, then I'm going to how would you say, what's good? Let's share this out. Let's get this popping. If we hit a certain number, I'm going to put on the glizzy suit. All right, so I gotta put the goal at the top of the chat, right? Let me see. 10 super chats. Orange. Well, let's put it for an hour, right? How would I always celebrate glizzy costume? Glizzy suit live. Start that goal. So the goal is up there. Let's share it out. Everybody share it out. I'm going to share it out right now. Because I share it out across all media, right? So we're going to get that popping. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Let's share that out on Facebook. Yeah, I still share it out on Facebook. Let's share that out on WhatsApp, because I do have a boatload of people that I talk to on WhatsApp. Right? And I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend. I hope your weekend is crazy. Is anybody gonna go see the new what's that movie? What's that movie? I'm gonna go see it today too. Mission Impossible. Yo, Blue Sky is so, man, I wish Blue Sky was as easy as Twitter, as X. I wish it was. What's good? Xbox is putting games on his eggplant on PlayStation. That's crazy. That's wild business right there. But yeah. Yo, Blue Sky is so, mute that. I wish Blue Sky was. Mute that. Sorry guys. I apologize. Now, hit that. Get back to that. All right. Remember, be extra respectful because my mods will knock your teeth bone out. Now, peace and blessings. And welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. This is Saturdays. This is King's Corner. This is where King get a chance to do his thing. This is the reason why y'all tune in to hear the BS that I'm going to talk about the opposition. Now, dudes want you to believe that there's no more fighting. Man, listen. I done told y'all before. The easiest way to trick you is to make you believe that there's no beef. Have you ever had a problem with somebody and you pieced it up? All right, and for those people that don't know my vernacular, when I'm talking about piecing it up, I'm talking about you go, you give a handshake, you say peace. The same way Diddy and Kid Cudi did. They went, they pieced it up. Handshake, it's over. Years later, somebody's taking a stand, sitting in the stand, pointing the fingers at a man, accusing him of something else. Right? So beef was never over. It was always beef. Pause. Right? So a lot of times, and you got to understand by the ring that I'm wearing today, where we at with it. So, a lot of times, they want you to believe that it's over. Now, large corporations, all large corporations want to do is win. They want to make money, right? So don't get it twisted. I don't think these corporations is my friend, and I hope you don't either. I want you to know that. Me personally, I have everything. That's a disclaimer I'm going to tell you. As an Xbox guy, I'm probably one of the only Xbox guys that's going to tell you, don't limit your gaming. Completely complete yourself as a gamer. You yourself shouldn't have any limitations. Now, these companies, that's on them. However they get paid is how they get paid. If they treat you right, you stick there. If they don't treat you right, you get up out of there. Me personally, Xbox is treating me right, as you can see. I'm here. Right? A lot of times, you got a lot of these YouTubers out here, a lot of these influencers, a lot of these journalists that they ain't going to tell you the truth. You know, and sometimes they talk favorably about a situation because they have access to the situation. I don't talk favorably about the situation because I have access. I talk favorably because they make sure that my situation is really good as far as video games go, and that's my situation. I game. The best place to game on this planet where gamers win and winners game is on Game Pass. There's no other service out there that's better than Game Pass. If you put that service up, I'll show you Game Pass and I'll show you how your service is lacking. You want me to show you how your service is lacking? You want me to show you exactly who I am and why I am, what I am, and the stuff that I do? Boom. Let's hold on. Let's get back to that. Hold on. I had to switch that up. I was really ready to give them rough, rugged, and raw. Pause. Switch that up. Sorry. Boom. Sony is ending the PlayStation 5 Stars loyalty program. Oh, all right. So it's 10 super chats to get me inside that goofy ass glizzy suit that is sitting over there. And I got the crown on the side. I give you the crown for free. But if it's not on, don't worry about it. I ain't worried about it. That was the wrong boom, right? Facts. Yo, listen. I ain't gonna be wearing that suit for issues and giggles. That suit is a large suit. I gotta climb up in it. Pause. And it's a leather suit. Y'all don't remember? I was sweating and burning up in that suit. It's staring at me right now. That hot dog and buns, pause, is looking right at me. That's not something that I want to do. So if you think I'm going to make myself look like a fool for you, there's things that needs to be done in order to happen, son. So now see, and listen, I know you guys are going to be like, well, is Alex do that? Facts. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I salute you, Alex, on God. But your banana suit isn't heavy. It's a light, nice banana suit. You got your arms out. You're feeling fantastic. My glizzy suit is a heavy glizzy suit. And that glizzy suit is not to be messed with. Pause. I ain't trying to jump up in there as easy as possible. Now, remember all this reward stuff that they was doing? Remember when they stopped it? And dudes was like, nah, they had stopped it. And they test things on you. They one of those people that'll come and smack you on your butt. And you like, if you don't say nothing, if you don't retaliate, they will keep doing it. Sony is a habitual line stepper. This is the reason why them and Bungie is so tight. Bungie is a habitual line stepper. This show is going to be all about the love of Xbox. Oh, DC, who that with the $5 super chat? Let's get that glizzy party started. Haha. Notice you better click on what that glizzy stuff entails. I appreciate you with the $5 super chat, but you better look at what it says. Sorry, sucker. You gotta try harder. You was this close. And DC Who That is my dude. He jumps in the Discord and we have talks all the time. Very good family man, and I appreciate that. But listen, Sony has announced it's closing the PlayStation Stars loyalty program to new members. That means you're done. It's over. If you had to guess, I bet you there'll only be maybe 10 original Bungie members there. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, son. Y'all wild crazy. Yo, I was just playing Destiny the other day. I know how stupid some people can be. Destiny 2 is Bungie's Star Wars. You have created the greatest universe. Mama. Stop. You have created the great... I got people upstairs and she want to kill them. They have created the greatest universe ever. You have characters in your universe that you can make movies out of. You can make transmedia out of. You can make toys. You could do a whole bunch of things with it. They decided to pivot and go to Marathon. They decided to sell something else. That was kind of stupid. I thought that was stupid. The program will shut down completely November of 2026. That's around the time that you will have the new Xbox console. The new Xbox console will be hitting the streets around that time. Now, remember when I had told you guys that the new Xbox console will be coming out in 2026, and a lot of you guys said, no, 2027? Your favorite YouTubers are stupid. They have no idea when the fiscal year starts for Xbox, when Microsoft fiscal year goes, and at the end of the day, this is the problem. Hold on one second. Hold on. Hey, you're going to go to your cage because you think you're going to go upstairs and have fun. It's not going to be that situation. You see how Bella's sitting down quiet. Bella's a good girl. Bella's a good girl. Coco thinks she's the sheriff, and Coco thinks she runs the show. All right. Sony said it will stop evaluating the types of activities our players respond to best. Best response. Yo, they're going to stop it. Oh, my God. Yo, listen. PlayStation Stars was first introduced in 2022 as a way to give players the chance to earn digital collectibles, rewards, and discounts by collecting loyalty points. You had a benefit for your community. You saw how Xbox reworked the program in which you get rewards points. They reworked it. They didn't take it away. They made it a little bit harder because what I gave early on, I gave you the life hack on how you use your Xbox rewards points. You don't ever have to pay for Game Pass. I showed you how to use the hack, how getting on your phone, first you install Bing on your phone, and even if you don't use Bing, have Bing active in the background once or twice a day. Use Bing to search, right? Make sure if you have a family and you have a phone plan with everybody, put Bing as their search engine. As they search through Bing, you get points. If your kid is sitting there on a tablet, let them use Bing. But also play a couple of games that you got from free out of the Microsoft Store on your phone. You're going to get points. Go inside Game Pass. You're going to get points. By the end of the day, make sure you claim your points. And then you take those points and you put a goal in when you want to cash out. My cash out goal every month is $25. Before the month is over, I always cash out and I get Game Pass Ultimate. I use that to roll it into my Game Pass Ultimate. I don't pay for Game Pass Ultimate. Xbox understands this. They knew that. And it was a whole lot easier before. So in a month before, when I was making like $50 and I would take that extra $25 and I would buy games, I would use that $25. And then I would go to the shop and I would look and see what games is $2 to $7. They had 1 year, they had like the Konami collection, Castlevania stuff. And I went and I got every month I was getting 2, 3 games, 4 games with the $25. And I was building a collection. And I got probably like 1,000 and some change games just by, 1,000 and some change games in my collection. But just by doing this pattern that I was doing, I probably racked up probably like 200 games in that period of time before they changed the program. But I also had Game Pass since its inception. So whatever iteration that they did do, I was able to continue my habits and what I was doing. I just had to refine it when they fixed it. I think this is a big problem in which they're going to take a royalty program away from their fan base. It seems like they want you to continue to give money, but they don't want to give anything back to you. And I think that's a bigger problem within itself. The bigger problem is you're not being valued as a customer. You're not being valued as somebody that they use, one of your monthly active users, right? They use you as a metrics in order to gain things. Why can't they give you back some of that, right? You're interacting with the program. Why isn't that a priority? Why aren't you a priority? That's a huge question. Now, from this moment on, everything else is going to be Xbox because PlayStation has no motion. PlayStation is sitting down stuck. They put out a remaster of, what was that stupid game that nobody cared about? The zombie game that nobody cared about. It really went dead wood. I forget about it. Anyway, everybody keeps asking me, yo, King, have I got a chance to finish certain games? I'm going to show you the game that I'm playing right now. It's an NDA game that I'm playing right now. Days Gone. It's an NDA game that I'm playing right now. I'm going to let y'all see the trailer, and then we're going to talk about the game. Days Gone. I got it originally. I did not buy the remake and remaster, even though I have a PlayStation 5 Pro, because I didn't see anything extra that they did, even though Digital Foundry tried to hype it up as best as can be as something that we wanted to see. I did not see anything there. And I'm going to show you what an actual remaster does, and that's on the Xbox platform. But this game that I was currently reviewing on Steam. I was beta testing it, and then I started beta testing it on Xbox. Attic and myself will definitely give you a review of this. But let me show you exactly what it is so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's a really cool game, and I think you might like it.
Would have broken my people.
I write only letters to boys.
Me? Of course I'm human.
He was the fire that forged order from chaos. The will that carved a path through darkness.
I am Arthur Pendragon. I led humans to Avalon shores. I built the great halls of Camelot.
He was the man beneath the crown. He was the voice that doubted. The heart that still beat beneath the weight of legend.
I need to save this realm. This is my vow.
Okay, something fantastic for you. Listen, if you're into RPGs and you need something to quench that thirst, if you just finished Oblivion or you finish Avowed and you want something to quench that thirst, Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon is out now. You can go check it out. It's on PlayStation 5, it's on Xbox Series X and S, and it's on Steam. I have the Steam version and I also have the Xbox version. They were so gracious enough to provide both copies, and I'm going to get further into that into my review. What I'm going to explain to you, though, is this is a very in-depth RPG that was built by a smaller team. It wasn't a great super team. So follow the exploits of King Arthur. This is one of the deepest RPGs that came from a smaller team, and I'm telling you, I didn't expect it to be as extensive as it was when it came to all the systems that was layered on it. And I had to take a step back because I'm like, damn, they really did their thing with this game. I really didn't see it on my radar. I didn't have any idea about it. When they hit us up, I said, of course, we'll try it out. Like, listen, on a month-to-month basis, we get hit up by at least 10 to 15 different studios. And out of that, we have to figure out who on the team is going to play these games. And at a lesser degree earlier on in Iron Lord's podcast, I really wasn't being a beta boy. And they would tease me about that. That's how that whole beta boy stuff came about. And Addict would be. But it got to a point where it's overwhelming now. As our recognition grows, more companies and more studios reach out to us, and we actually get a chance to do that. So greatly appreciative. The game is ridiculous. The publisher is Awaken Realms Digital. Go check it out. If you need a great RPG at this moment and you already finished with your stuff, I would highly recommend you go checking that out. Now, there's other conversations to be had. Some dudes think that I'm gonna stop. What up, Faith? I wasn't gonna attack this smoke. A lot of people think that I'm like one of those other Xbox channels that don't embrace the glory of the fight, that don't wake up choosing violence every day. I choose it actively. You understand? My chats is filled with ponies. The reason why is as long as they're respectful, they can come hang out. They can come and talk. Because I understand that their favorite channel is not giving them what I'm giving them. I want you to understand this. By me saying all of this, I want you to also understand that I have no fear.
Today, on the 1 year
of
anniversary of the release of Senua's Saga Hellblade II, we're excited to share some news with you on the game. We're so happy to tell you, our fans, that Hellblade 2 will be coming to PlayStation 5 this summer. This version of the game will include some new features, which will also be coming to Xbox and PC at the same time as an update. We have such incredible fans of Ninja Theory on PlayStation, going all the way back to the days of Heavenly Sword, and we're so pleased that we can welcome PlayStation fans back to Senua's story. And so the team have been working hard to optimize Hellblade 2 for both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro to give you the very best experience we can. And we look forward to sharing more details with you soon.
Yeah. So that happened. When that happened, I explained to people exactly. I knew it was going. Now, people don't remember where Heavenly Sword came from. Heavenly Sword, it was a PlayStation game. They was calling it the female god of war. I love the game because you were able to use the 6-axis controller. A lot of y'all people don't know about that. To guide arrows and stuff like that. The CGI in that game was incredible. The fight and combo system was dope. So when they decided to do Hellblade, they didn't continue Heavenly Sword. They decided to just do Hellblade. And I was just like, it's not the same, but it's cool. So I got it for PlayStation, and I played it, and I liked it. One of my first interviews at E3, shout out to Thanos, you know who you are, was Nina Christensen. Nina Christensen is the head of Ninja Theory at the time. And one of my favorite interviews, my first interview, and we talked about their acquisition because they had just been acquired by Microsoft. And we talked about their plans for the studio and the fact that now Ninja Theory didn't have to worry about money. A lot of these studios that can be great, that will be great, the biggest hindrance is the bills. And if the bills can be eliminated and you allow a studio to be great and do what they do, then you're going to see greatness. We got a chance to see Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and it was announced for the Xbox Series S and X. And at that period of time, it was announced as a complete exclusive. Well, at that time, we were living in the world of exclusives. When the game was shown, we were blown away. Loved it. We couldn't believe that that was the graphics of the game. And then we got a chance to get the game. Now, you had a lot of ponies coming out talking about it's a walking sim and the game wasn't good. And you had a lot of detractors because, listen, there's a lot of journalists out there that are ponies. And they were giving the game a bad rap. You had a lot of guys that were running around on your favorite YouTube channels telling you how it didn't sell and it wasn't a good game and it wasn't this and it wasn't that. While Xbox guys lived it, breathed it, had fun, and it was launched inside Game Pass. And Game Pass, we enjoyed the game. We loved the game. Shout out to Xbox for giving all four Lords at Iron Lords podcast a copy. And we reviewed it. We finished it. We reviewed it. We did a round table about it. And actually, that review process in which we did with that game was our standard of review processes going forward when all four of us get the title and how that thing is cut up. Shout out to Lord Attic for doing all the wonderful work that he does do. With that being said, the game to us was phenomenal. Now, what I found funny was during all the game awards, it was snubbed in a lot of cases, a lot of times. It did get a lot of acclaim in some areas, but again, it was snubbed. I find it hilarious now that the game is announced for the PlayStation 5 platform that everyone and their mama is claiming some form of victory in a game that you said that you didn't want, that you didn't like, that wasn't good, that was trash, that was a walking sim that didn't provide you with anything. But now all of a sudden, this game, this single game is the holy grail to you when we represented it well. Now, let me show you how a company values their consumer base, their installed base, the people that supported them. The game will be released with whatever enhancements that they were working on the Xbox platform and the Steam platform at no extra charge. You see, we in Game Pass, where winners play, when winners game at, understand what luxury feels like. It's different. So now what we want you to do is we want you to go out and get this 2-year-old game. We want you to support in the manner that you do. We want you to continue to letting Xbox penetrate your situation. Pause. Because we found out you really love Xbox. We found out that Xbox is tearing it up over on your platform. Hold on. Let me get to what I wanted to talk about. I could pull that up. I could pull that up. You know what? Let me get to that asset because there's an asset that I want to talk about. Is it this asset? Nah, it's not that asset. It's this asset. All right. So, you know what? I'm just going to leave it here because I was going to change some stuff around on it. Should I do this? Nah, I'll leave it right here. I think that's a good distance for you guys, right? Yeah, y'all can read it from there. All right. Let's check this out. This is for PlayStation, right? The month of April, the top 20 best-selling games are physical and full digital from the Nintendo eShop, PlayStation, Steam, and Xbox platform for publishers in the digital leader panel, ranked by dollar sales. Number 1, Elder Scrolls. Number 2, Forza Horizon 5. Number 3, MLB The Show. Multi-video game manufacturers. That means that's a multi-plat. You see it right next to it? It's a multi-plat game. It's beautiful that Sony came in number 3 with a multi-plat entry on all platforms. We love them. Number 4, Minecraft. We're going to skip over number 5, Assassin's Creed Shadows, because last month, the month before, was number 1. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle jumped all the way from 118. Oh, God, here we go. Angry therapist at work, but want to show support. I salute you, soldier. Don't start a trend, bro. My guy, keep listening. I'm going to keep delivering this work. From 118, Indiana Jones jumped. How is that? How is a game that launched 6 months ago now number 6? How is that? Shout out to the fanboys over at PlayStation for supporting the games that Microsoft delivers. At number 7, you have Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Microsoft. As you can see, Microsoft, and rounding out 17, another Microsoft game is Elder Scrolls Online. Microsoft has struck gold. I had a lot of people hit me in the DMs talking about Microsoft is going to give back to the consumer in the form of making the console a discount price, the next consoles. None of these companies are. We got a chance to see exactly that happen with the PlayStation 5 Pro. The PlayStation 5 Pro was the indication that Sony would no longer subsidize their console, as they will continue to make money immediately from the manufacturing, distribution, and marketing of the machine. Xbox responded in kind, and so did Nintendo. The days of consoles being subsidized by manufacturers are no longer going to happen. Microsoft's hack for that is allow as many manufacturers to produce your console in some form of iteration. At the same time, you're producing your own console, the complete manufactured version from the parent company. And there you can form some form of competition in between, and you get a chance to pick the console that perfectly fits you. See, Xbox's strategy is completely different from everybody else's strategy. Everybody else's strategy is let's lock exclusives off. And we're going to get into exclusives and how exclusives, for you guys that champion exclusives, I want to know, how does it taste? Now, we're going to get into that aspect of it. But what we're going to talk about right now, because this is a big thing. I told you what was going to happen when that deal was over. Now, a lot of you guys were sitting there saying, yo, King, nothing's going to happen. Xbox is on lock. They got enough. They done. Nah, B. Nah. The FTC finally drops the challenge to Microsoft's 2023 acquisition of ABK deal. They finally dropped it. It's over. All the people that started that crap is gone. Jim is in the witness protection program. He's no longer there. You notice right before Jim left, he went to the London studios, the people that was in charge of the PlayStation VR 2 games that they were making, and ixnayed them. You know that? And I want you to remember that. Threw a party, ixnayed them, gave him a cookie, dipped out, never seen him again. Xbox has fully acquired, fully owns. Everything is full speed ahead. Now remember, they have $80 billion per year. Young Odin, Satya Nadella, has $80 billion per year that he must spend in acquisitions and expansions. Be on the lookout for the next acquisition for Xbox and Microsoft. You see, cloud, and we're going to talk about 18% up, right? 18% up in software and sales. 8% up in hardware is Xbox. Cloud and AI is a huge boost at the Microsoft base. They're going to expand that infrastructure and getting those games to other consoles, as well as the Xbox platform. So, I want to know, who do you guys think is a great acquisition for Xbox? My nominee is Sega. You see, before I would say Square. I think Sega offers a unique perspective and unique games coming to the Xbox platform, because me personally, I did not know this. I did not know that Saber Interactive and a lot of that stuff there was their properties now. I didn't know this stuff. I was ignorant to this. I found out later on,
Peggy 18,
that this was what it was. Hold on, let's get that to 4K for you, because it's going to be in 4K. The world stopped when we found out PlayStation will be excluded from this wonderful mastercrafted edition of Space Marines. Now, let me grab that chat real quick. All right. Scott Wolford, member for 15 months. Soldier V rank. I salute you, Soldier. Sega will be a great addition, and they could brand Xbox systems as Sega in Japan. I don't think Sega will ever manufacture another console again. I think that boat has sailed. But what they do better than anything else is make fantastic games, produce fantastic games, and bring the games that everybody wants to play. Even the PlayStation fan base that will be missing out on Space Marines Mastercrafted Edition that is on Xbox and Steam. Notice how Xbox and Steam walk hand in hand up the street and they're together? It's inside Game Pass. It's launching inside Game Pass. June 10th, 2 days after the show. Enhanced, updated. Now, I was introduced to the Space Marine, the 40K Warhammer 40K realm by Space Marines 2. You got a chance to see that on Frontline Gaming streams. That's why I stream daily. Yeah, apparently I don't play games. Idiots. But I never knew the world. So seeing it, my assumption was it was like, oh, this is like a bootleg Gears of War. Absolutely not. Titus and them dudes is wild crazy. They're wild crazy. One Space Marine is bananas, right? And then I started reading about the lore and the stuff like that, and I didn't know how extensive it went. This weekend alone, for a lot of you guys that don't know, free to play on Xbox this weekend alone, you have over 10 games that is from the 40K Warhammer universe. Real-time strategy, RPGs, everything. Those games are available there. Go check your free to play for this weekend. Being that it's a long extended weekend because it's the Memorial Day weekend, I give you extended time to play these games. I didn't know this. I didn't know that, you know, these games really existed because it was out of my scope of gaming, I guess. It kind of went under the radar because I guess largely because it was on PC. And when I stopped playing on PC and started solely playing on console, these games were not in my scope. Now they are. And I'm getting a chance to see this. But what I'm talking about is the fact of exclusivity. All you guys were talking about how exclusivity gives consoles the identity. How y'all were bragging about Black Myth Wukong. How a lot of you guys thought to yourself that, oh, money-hatting stuff is the best thing in the world. Do you still stand on that square now? Is that square something that you actually like? Because when games is exclusive to a console and then Microsoft said, hey, we got to make some money. We got stuff sitting on the shelves. We got to make this bread. And started putting games everywhere. You counted that as a win. You've been tricked. You've been duped. The level of stupidity and smooth brainness that is being exhibited by individuals feeling that paying $70 and above for something that is old, that is available. Y'all pre-order this stuff. This is where the nut stuff comes in. This is where the extra banananess comes in. Pause. Y'all pre-order stuff that's out already. And a service that if you just happen to do your due diligence, you can buy a console, or you can just log in with a Fire Stick, or you can just have a television that has it, or you can get a tablet that has Game Pass, or you can just be smart and just get Game Pass and play the game that you're wishing for, right? But they know, they say, cool, let's sell it to you. Does exclusivity matter now? That you're not there, you're not listed, you won't be available to partake. You can't. You have locked yourself off into an ecosystem that doesn't respect you, but you said to yourself that exclusives is the best thing. Well, now that's exclusive to Game Pass and Steam. How does it taste? Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes. Favorite Shaq line. I want you to understand that exclusives, as much as you think sells consoles, it really doesn't. I want you to understand exclusives, as much as you feel pushes console sales, it really doesn't. You can say that it does give them an identity. Yeah, by saying that I can only play that game there, that's some form of identity. No, it gives it a location. It doesn't give it an identity. It gives it a location. The identity is Sega realized once they freed themselves from the box, Sonic is everywhere. Sonic is making movies. Sonic is doing this. So Sega has always reevaluated their situation and lived on. PlayStation, whether you like it or not, is going to have to bend the knee. I know a lot of you guys would love to say to yourself that it would never happen. And to you I say, up your nose with a rubber hose. Game over. A rumor leaked, the audio clip claims that Sony's president, Hiroki Totoki, said PlayStation gamers must adjust to first-party games releasing on Xbox, Nintendo, and PC, suggesting that PlayStation may be doing away with exclusive games similar to Xbox. Monkey see, monkey do. You think a corporation, a billion-dollar corporation, is not going to look at Big Bro and say, Big Bro is making that bread. Big Bro is making that money. They're Sundula. They're a customer. You've been tricked. Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, has tricked you. He told you, white flag, fight's over. Fight's over. We're going to start putting games on your console. You like that, right? You like that. Yo, DC, who that? They never going to understand that. Up your nose with a rubber hose. You're never going to understand that until you do your research, baby. I'm him. I'm him. As much as you want to deny it, I'm him. But you got to really...
Afternoon, King.
Blessings, God. Who's that? That's Hector?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Hector the Macho Man steps into the building. Ooh, dig it.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to yeah. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth, if I catch you with Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan. Let me tell you, boy, I was there when
Cream of the
wrestling
crop.
was dope.
Yeah,
I was
the
there.
cream of the crop.
I was
Yeah, I
there.
understand.
I was there when he saw
like
Steam in the Raptors. Remember when you saw Sting in the Raptors? And you looked up there and he
Yeah.
had the trench coat on. You was like, oh my God. I was there.
WCW. I was a little kid, but I remember them moments. That was me on the couch jumping up and down, going crazy.
Fact, though.
That was when wrestling was the best. But
Talk to me.
what you was just saying, let me piggyback off of it.
Get
You've
it.
been said this.
Get it.
And this is what people got to understand. When Jim Ryan got released, fired, whatever you want to say, and Hiroki Totoki, the businessman, had to look over the books and take over Sony. This was coming. It was the writing was on the wall. He looked at the books and said, "This is not going to sustain. We're going to be gone in a few years." So no way that exclusives were going to stay on Sony, on PlayStation, anywhere. And you got to realize one thing: Xbox was innovative all this since Xbox came into the gaming space. And every time Xbox did something, PlayStation or Nintendo follows suit.
Facts.
They're usually the first guys to step into the water, not scared to jump into the water. While these guys are dipping their toes in there, they're jumping in, and they get villainized. Cool, whatever. But like, this is one thing. One point I want to make.
Yes, sir.
You are a true gamer. You don't care about. Yeah, you talking bad about PlayStation. Well, not talk bad. You ask PlayStation to do better.
Facts.
Hey, but you got a PS5 Pro.
That's right.
You got the one. You know what I'm saying? You got a Pro. You
And
got
a regular
all the-
and a regular PS5 and a PlayStation 4 Pro.
You know what I'm saying? You got all you and like you said in the past before, you have said it. When you want PlayStation to be great again. You don't want them to go. You want this new PlayStation to go. You want PlayStation to be great again. Back in the day when they were great.
Facts.
So, but that being said, as a true gamer, you understand, like, you have all consoles, but you know, and you also say on Arnold all the time, some people don't have the resources to be everywhere and buy everything they want, even though they want to be a gamer. But with Xbox strategy is for the true gamer. Listen, we're going to come to you. We don't, listen, you don't got to come to us. You like PlayStation 5?
We got you.
We're
Sit
coming
right
to
there.
you.
That's right. We're gonna
We're gonna
jump
come-
inside your lap. Let's get it.
Yeah, hold on. You want to hot and ready? It's on its way. Delivery is coming. But only thing Xbox did was make the time exclusive, not on wait, they're not behind Sony anymore.
Oh
Getting
no,
because people don't
they already leapfrogged them.
that's what I'm saying. Buying ABK made them understand one thing. We don't got the time exclusive stuff. You're not like you said, you're not sunning me no more. Y'all used to lock us out, sun us, or y'all get it when we done with it. But now Xbox is like, no, now it's your turn. How it taste. It's all fun when you chasing the rabbit with the gun until the rabbit gets the gun.
Now the rabbit got the gun
Now,
and now it's up. See, let me show
now
you something. I'm gonna show you something. Check this out. You see this? What I have right here is the market saturation of the U.S. case study. It's a U.S. case study only in the U.S. But what they realize is we're down 21 million from last year as far as gamers go. See, last year, it was 67% of the population that played games. This year, well, from 2021 to 2024, you've lost those amount of gamers, 21 million. Now, you can't say that 21 million people evaporated, passed away, something happened. Can't say that. What you can say is they found other forms of entertainment. Us as a ecosystem, as a community, as much as we engage with each other, and I want you to look at it, we don't crack those numbers, and we should crack those numbers. There should be gaming YouTube podcasts that has over 32,000 viewers concurrently at one given time. I watch DJ Academics all the time. In that entertainment area, he has a large followship. You gotta watch Kai Cenat all the time. I watch different streamers and see their protocols in extrapolating viewership. And I hold myself to those levels as those standards, right? And trying to extrapolate viewership in that mass. I look at our community as a whole, from Nintendo to PlayStation to Xbox, and I want to know, why don't we have one gaming YouTuber that garners those levels and those numbers? Not saying videos that has already been produced. I'm talking about active viewership that gains those numbers, because we're too busy fighting each other. The fight is not with you and me. The fight is not between Xbox versus PlayStation. This is not red versus blue. This is not green versus red. This is not true. It's us versus the corporations. It will always be us versus greater than. It's the have-nots versus the haves. It will always be that. But any given time, they're allowed to make us fight each other. This is why I'm telling you how the exclusive game, they played it until it was no longer beneficial for them. You understand? They played that exclusive crap until it was no longer beneficial. The moment it wasn't making dollars, oh, we everywhere. Everybody's going to follow suit. It's about that bread. It's about that munyon. You understand? So this is the reason why Fight Night Fridays and my streaming is available to everyone. It's not about exclusion. It's about inclusion. When we all play, we all win. When is that a L? When did that turn into a L? No, it shouldn't be. It should always be us versus them. I will never tell you on my channel, don't go buy a PlayStation or buy a Nintendo. I will never tell you that. Because you're going to look over in line, you're going to see me standing there with you purchasing what we're going to purchase. But I'm going to find a way to make that money work. I'm going to find a way. I'm upset that the STARS program is gone, because a way to save money benefits us, the we, not the them. Anytime they take away something that allows you to save, I'm against it. Speaking about ways to save and speaking about back in the days, Xbox Game Pass has finally addressed its lack of retro games with the 50 retro games. Now, somebody told me that Anti-Play was already on PlayStation. I wouldn't know. I'm not even going to sit here and hold you. I'm going to tell you where I game at and where I find value at, and I find value inside Xbox Game Pass because Xbox Game Pass for me is free monthly. I told you early on, go back and chase that and see what I told you, how to get Game Pass Ultimate free. All this stuff for me is free, right? You see all those games. I went back and saw and played Pitfall Harry, bro. I had so much damn fun playing my old school Grand Prix and all these games. And it was a random day that they dropped it. You see, what Microsoft and Xbox has realized is the monthly active users, the butts in seat, the eyes on their product generates revenue. That data that we give them freely when we hit those agreements, because signing those agreements signs away your rights, right? They realized, long as we keep them here, we got them. They found a hack. So they're going to keep dropping all this wonderful stuff for us to keep us there. I ain't mad at it, B. I ain't going to be mad at you for giving me something that I need. But where you think you're getting $20 from me, I got a hack, baby. And I know you tweaked it and thought you was freaking it and you was making sure that I was going to put some in on the back end. You see, as a father, as a provider, when I'm doing bills, I'm looking at where I can make cuts and make stuff make sense while still living a certain way in life. Okay, entertainment. Entertainment is a luxury. How can I continue this luxury while spending less? The same way I go to the movies every week, I pay $25 a month for my wife and I. We get 2 tickets. Well, we have 2 passes that gives us unlimited access to the movie theaters at any times. And we also have a rewards program. Because when that thing happened, where we was all locked inside the houses, the movie theaters, the movie industry saw that entertainment went down to the floor. So they had to offer some things. I jumped on that immediately to get us back into the movie theaters. You want me, you got to give me something. So what I do, we go see movies. I love the way movies are. I love the way to talk. I love to talk about movies. We do movie reviews. I'm going to make that $25 in that month from going to see these films, and I'm going to do reviews to get back that bread in order to pay that $25 so my entertainment is for free. We got to make these gamers smarter. All that separation when you go into channels and separation, preaching separation, I ain't going to preach that to you. I'm going to preach unity. This is the reason why my Discord is open. If you don't agree with anything I say, jump in this Discord. You have the right to have the conversation with me. You saw Hector jumped in. He saw something, he wanted to talk about it. If you felt that Xbox needed to pick something up, talk about it. You ain't got to, I'm going to always super chat. Cool. Yo wanted me in that glizzy suit. It ain't happened. I wasn't going to make it easy for you. But at the same time, you can jump in here and you can have a conversation. I'm not gatekeeping anything. I'm going to give you knowledge every week. And we're going to talk about video games and we're going to play video games. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to let my beloved, you see Xbox? That's my beloved. I'm not going to let my beloved be trampled on by you smooth brain dudes. I'm going to educate you. It's okay that you're a little dense, but you just like us. We family. So at the end of the day, what I do every day and what I tell you every day, because today, if you notice, I'm wearing silver. Silver is the thing. Like I tell you all the time, what I do, I'm going to go inside that room today. And this is a long weekend. Now, I don't want y'all busting down too many glizzies, and I want y'all to watch Iron Lord's podcast tomorrow because I have something special for you where I won't be there tomorrow. Because this is a weekend for family and friends. And they're my friends and they're my family. But I got to take care of these guys in here. I got to feed them. We're going to go out to the movies. We're going to have fun. We're going to party. I'm going to be up to probably 5 o'clock in the morning enjoying everything that my family brings because family is everything. Cultivate that love, cultivate that peace, cultivate that energy within inside your household, right? Cultivate that because they're not going to get that outside. The outside world is a very cruel place. But I'm going to go in there. I'm going to play me some Doom because that game is tearing it up. Shout out to the 2 million players on the Xbox ecosystem that supported the console, supported the game, supported the developers. Shout out to the 500,000 on PlayStation that supported the game, that support their console, that support that ecosystem. And shout out to the 500,000 on Steam to getting it to 3 million. I want to support each and every last one of you guys.